Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Chop It Up FPV. My name's Paul, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Air65 from BetaFPV. I just got this in yesterday, so I'm super excited, and I ripped a couple packs just to test it out, so I can give you guys a little bit of feedback. So we're just going to take a quick look at it, just run down the specs, and that's about it. Hope you enjoy the video. All right, so today, like I said, we're checking out the Air65 from BetaFPV. This is the Champion Edition, and boy, does it rip. Um, let's go. So what comes out in the package is you got 4 extra propellers, and then your basic kit. So you have your plug for updating the firmware, plugging it into Betaflight and tuning it. Snaps in really easy. And then just an extra pack of screws, because you will be crashing it and you will be fixing it. It's fast. But one thing is nice is it has the power to recover from like a trick or a dive or anything. Okay, so and it comes with an extra canopy, which you probably won't need. If you actually break this canopy, I mean, mad props to you because you're flying hard. Flying hard. Um, and then I also picked up the Lava 320s. I didn't go with the 280s because I bought the Champion Edition, so I knew it was going to be just sucking power out of these lipos, so I went with the bigger one. And this is the maximum size that you can fit in the frame. Unfortunately, I was hoping I could buy one size up, and I also bought the 480s, but these are way too big. In my mind, I was like, oh, if it can lift it because it's more powerful, right? Well, it could probably lift it, but the problem is it doesn't fit in the frame. These 320s fit absolutely perfect. The only thing I would say that kind of it sucks is these batteries look super cool, but the tip's black, and man, I mean, I'm getting old, but I have pretty good vision. But I could barely see what side is rounded and what side isn't rounded. So be careful about that when you're plugging them in. Definitely don't want to reverse polarize that and fry them or fry your board or something. But it's not going to fit really very well, so don't worry too much about it. All right. So here's the box. Beautiful. So real quick, guys. So the new Air65 2 comes with 3 editions. It has the Freestyle, the Race, and the Champion. And the major difference between the all 3 is motor KV, and then the Champion has a few extra that the other 2 don't. So it's gonna start off with your racing, your Freestyle, which is 25,000 kV motors, and these motors are all 0702 size motors. They're freaking tiny. It's so crazy. I mean, when you compare them to just a 2207, they're little babies. This is my first 65 millimeter I've had in years, maybe like 8 years or so, So my last one was a 75 meter Pro, which is significantly bigger than this. So when I got it, I was just like, oh my God, it is so tiny. But what they say that they've redesigned it and it's really strong. So that's awesome. But yeah, so back to the motors. So the Freestyle is 25,000 kV, the Racing is 30,000 kV, and the Champion is 36,000 kV. The Champion also has dual ball bearings in the motors, so makes them more reliable. And with the high kV, hopefully they won't break or just get worn down as easy. You do have what 5-in-1 matrix flight controller. So you got your flight controller, your ESC, your 4-in-1 ESCs, which is a 12 amp. So they upgraded that from the previous version. And then it also has the VTX, which is a 25 milliwatt to 400 milliwatt. So that's pretty cool because most of the time you see these things only going up to like 200 milliwatt. So 400 milliwatts should really give you all the power you need to fly in your area or wherever you want to fly. I flew it last night in 25 milliwatt, just around my the front of my apartment complex, and I kind of went around the corner a little bit, and it started to drop out, but not too bad. I mean, honestly, I really wouldn't want to fly any farther than that with not being in line of sight. You could, as long as there's no obstacles in your way, you could probably fly this pretty far. So that's really cool. The motors have a 1 millimeter or 0.1 millimeter stator, which they say is new. I think the previous version was 1.5. No, that's the bigger one. So yeah, so the 0.1 millimeter stators. So when you buy these propellers, make sure you get the correct ones. These ones come with the 1207 is what they recommend for the racing and the champion, but for the freestyle they recommend the 1219. So they're gem fans, so make sure you get those ones too. So the camera mount right here, like I was showing you, this little canopy, it does 15 to 45 degrees camera tilt, which is pretty nuts. I mean, a 45-degree camera tilt on this bad boy is you're hauling ass, man. And it will haul ass. Like this thing just wants to go full throttle, which is really cool. The champion, they say the champion weighs in at 16.6 grams, and the frame itself weighs 2.2 grams. With these more powerful motors, they say that it is getting a 6.3 to 1 thrust ratio, which is pretty cool for these little motors. These things are pumping, dude. These are powerful. The engineering of these motors just blows my mind, and it's way above what I can comprehend. But they're really cool. So big props to everybody that that put time into engineering this for us to have fun with. I mean, it's the size of a little toy, but the engineering man hours that they've put into this is just beyond comprehension. So like I was saying, so the board, I'm sorry, back to the board, I forgot to mention that this also has the 2.4 Express LRS receiver, and it's a serial receiver, which is cool. The camera is their CO3 camera, which this is the first one I've ever flown, and the picture was pretty good. I mean, obviously it was cutting in and out, and it was going from like colored to black and white, but that's not the camera's fault. That's just because I had it on a very low, the VTX on only 25 milliwatt. But other than that, I felt like the picture was pretty good, and I don't fly analog, so this is my second analog drone, and I've maybe only flown a couple packs with an analog camera. So coming from digital, and I've had DJI and walk snail, to this with my HD0 goggles it's not bad. It's a little, it takes some time to get used to, but I was still very impressed with the camera, and just look how tiny it is. I mean, everything on this is really tiny, but the camera is super tiny as well. So the flight time on these little batteries, what they're trying to tell us that they're getting is 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I don't know if that's just like they literally just leave it in place, turn it on, and then let it run without even flying it, because 4 minutes and 40 seconds is crazy. I was only getting like a minute and a half to 20 minutes, and I wasn't doing anything crazy. It was very windy, so maybe that had something to do with it. but I was literally just flying in a straight line back and forth in front of my apartment complex, doing some flips and, you know, dives a little bit here and there and rolls and recoveries. And I was only getting about 1:30 and 2 minutes per flight. So if long flight is what you want out of your 65, then I would recommend going with the smaller KV motors. That'll get you a longer flight experience. And those, you know, freestyle 25,000, I'm sure are more than fast for 90% of the people out there. I'm kind of wishing I got the smaller ones, but I'm still really happy with this. It is a lot of fun, and for out, and you know, mainly 65mm drones are for indoor flying, but with this more powerful Champion Edition, you can definitely fly this outside. The way it recovers on like a flip and then a dive, and it recovers at the last minute, it really blew my mind. I have some, like, you know, 2 inches that doesn't recover that well, so that's really cool. Your battery connector is a BT 2.0, so make sure, you know, if you're not buying the lava motors, that you are buying ones that fit the BT 2.0, or the motors, the lava batteries. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so that's about it, A to Z, on the new Air 65 frame, or new Air 65 bind and fly. Just gonna keep this short and sweet. It's just a product review. I highly recommend you guys go out and get this. If you're flying indoors, this is perfect. If you're brand new, recommend going with the smaller one, this Freestyle 25,000 or the racing, because you definitely want more flight time. If you are more experienced and you just want to whip this through a track, definitely you don't even need to build your own custom, you know, your own custom 65 anymore, because this thing will compete on all fronts with your custom 65. The frame, to the motors, to the new optimized flight controller 5-in-1, to, you know, the ultralight props. I mean, I would like to see a professional pilot fly with this and see what kind of times he gets. I'm sure they build better ones in the long run, but if you're brand new into racing and you just want to get out there and have fun, you could compete. You're probably not competing with the top, you know, you're probably not going to podium, but you're still going to have a blast just going and hanging out and competing. So thanks, guys, for watching this quick review. Please like and subscribe, and check out my channel for more content. All right, guys, have a great day.